Jack Page might be the world's unluckiest holidaymaker with all of his jaunts plagued by disaster. Jack, 29, a freelance events specialist from Northampton, has spent the last decade visiting exotic spots all over the world with a string of mishaps along the way, including being marooned on a desert island and being trampled by a cow. He has struggled through parasites on Mount Everest, been stranded for 36 hours on a derailed train in Burma, and even had his supplies eaten by monitor lizards when he accidentally stranded himself on a desert island off Borneo. Talking about his bouts of bad luck, the avid adventurer said, "Most people say I'm extremely unlucky when I tell them what's happened to me. It can often be a combination of things. Last year in India I was arguing with a tuk-tuk driver who was trying to rip me off when a cow appeared out of nowhere and charged at my girlfriend. She got out of the way but it head-butted me to the floor. It just so happens we in the area at the same time. Some of the locals had been scaring cattle as part of a festival. I was pretty sore the next day, but managed to escape mostly unharmed. Jack also ran into trouble while traveling in Borneo with his girlfriend, Alice. They ended up getting stranded on an island, where there was nothing but a shop which remained closed. Continuing his tale of being a castaway, Jack said, "We thought we would be okay as we'd brought some limited food supplies with us. But when we got back to camp we realized a group of huge monitor lizards had raided our supplies and eaten nearly everything. We tried to scare them off, but we were stuck for 4 days living on rations before a boat came back to the island." Despite all his traveling mishaps, the only time Jack has felt in fear for his life was as he climbed his way to the Mount Everest base camp in Nepal. During the middle of a 23-day hike in the Himalayas in April last year he was struck down with a severe case of giardiasis, a parasitic infection of the digestive system. His symptoms were made worse by the effects of the altitude, and he had a bad reaction to his medication. Jack explained, "I genuinely thought I was going to die when I was up there. I was already unsettled by the remains of the devastation caused by the earthquake and the tales of other climbers dying of altitude sickness. I was feeling terrible, and the effects of the medication were very worrying. It was difficult to diagnose what was wrong with me, and I was really struggling to walk. Anywhere else in the world you feel like you can get medical attention, but in the Himalayas there was no chance.